Hi, I'm Courtney from Balsam Hill, and today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about how to decorate frosted Christmas trees. Frosted Christmas trees are some of my absolute favorite to have in the house. I put up several every year, and I always love to give them each a unique look and theme. You've got this beautiful base of snow that kind of really sets off some of your ornaments, and it gives you the option to really play with some of those other color collections like blush and whites and golds. So some of the things to consider when choosing a frosted Christmas tree is to take into consideration what kind of a look you want in your home. A frosted tree is going to bring that warm, wintry blanket of snow look into your living room, your bedroom, anywhere you place it, and it's also going to bring a different feeling for Christmas. Today we're going to talk about a couple of other ideas for frosted Christmas trees. The first look is going to be using red ornaments. Red is a traditional Christmas color, and red goes beautifully with any kind of a frosting on a Christmas tree. It brings that winter feeling, it's very festive, it's very traditional, and it's absolutely stunning with a frosted Christmas tree. The second look is going to be using a pop of vintage pinks combined with a couple of soft blushes and whites and golds. That's going to be a very unique vintage look for a Christmas tree that shows how you can take this frosted tree and really transform it and make it look like it's from years and years ago, and it's going to fit in perfectly. For our third look, we're going to be using the Midnight Frost collection from Balsam Hill, and this collection is full of rich icy tones that are in shades of blues and purples and frosty whites. And with this frosted tree, it's really going to make that feel like a winter morning, winter wonderland, just all of that magic of Christmas, but just in a different, non-traditional shade. For our first look, we're going to be using traditional reds, greens, and golds that are going to give this frosted tree a really beautiful, festive, Merry Christmas kind of a look. For our traditional inspired Christmas tree look, we use 2 sets of the Christmas Cabin plaid ornaments, 1 set of mistletoe and holly ornaments, 1 set of red berry picks, 1 roll of brown ribbon, 1 red tree collar, and 1 Starry Night tree topper. One of the things I love about using red on a frosted tree is it really makes it feel almost like that winter morning with those red berries with a little bit of frost on them. It's just absolutely beautiful, and it's a very traditional way to decorate a frosted tree. The next step is going to be to use some of the larger ornaments to fill in some of the gaps in the tree. A tip is to use different ornaments in different styles to create a collected look. On this tree, we've used plaid ornaments, vintage-inspired ornaments, as well as simple matte and shiny red and green. This tree, what I love about it is it feels like childhood Christmas to me. It kind of makes me feel like I'm sitting in front of the fire and I'm sipping cocoa and I'm waiting for Santa, and I just have all that anticipation and excitement while waiting for Christmas. So this tree incorporates these beautiful ornaments, red berries that really pop on the tree. Any type of a color is going to really pop on a frosted tree. So don't be afraid to grab your favorite color ornaments and put them on a frosted tree. It will be beautiful. I love how it turned out. So let's move on and take a look at our next design. For our vintage-inspired tree, we used 1 set of Winter Wishes rose pink ornaments, 1 set French Country ombre ornaments, 100 or so vintage ornaments in various sizes and shapes, 1 set of white ornaments, 1 plush braid tree skirt, and 1 capice snowflake tree topper. One of my favorite looks for frosted trees is to use vintage ornaments. I love vintage ornaments because they bring a whole different sense of history and just a collected feeling to your tree when you use them. A frosted tree is perfect for using those vintage ornaments because it really lets them stand out and show them off. Today we're going to use some various shades of pink vintage ornaments along with some of the blush ornaments from Balsam Hill. This is one of my favorite trees to do every year. This is a vintage inspired tree. This is using a great mix of vintage ornaments that I've collected over the years, and also some of the new ornaments from Balsam Hill, the French Country ornaments in a nice blush ombre color. Also, some of these Winter Wishes ornaments are perfect to tuck in there. One of the other ornaments that you can use that really kind of offsets and keeps this from feeling too sweet and too pink is to use some nice white ornaments in various shades. Some of these are vintage and they're pearl, and others are the essential whites from Balsam Hill. And so these are a great way to mix in other ornament colors and not have this pink just take over the tree. It also really accents the frostiness of the branches and just makes it feel like a winter wonderland. One other tip I wanted to point out is that when decorating the tree, tuck your larger ornaments inside the branches a little bit deeper than the rest of the ornaments. you can see that some of these ornaments are kind of floating on the outside a bit. So the light ornaments can really sit on the outside of the tree and they give a nice drape right here, but the larger ornaments, if you tuck them inside the branches, it will help fill in the tree and add those layers of interest that just make the tree sparkle even more. For our Midnight Frost tree, we used one set of Midnight Frost ornaments, one set beaded snowflake garland, one set snowy branches picks, one set of whiteberry picks, one roll of Victorian cutout gold ribbon, one Starry Night tree topper, and one Mongolian faux fur tree skirt. So for our third tree, we're going to be using a whole frosty theme to really accent how the frosted Fraser fir looks. So we're going to start off with these snowy branches and then also add these ivory picks, and then we're going to start with our ornaments after that. My first rule for decorating, and this applies to Christmas too, is to decorate with what you love. There is no right or wrong way to decorate your Christmas tree. If it makes you happy, it's absolutely perfect. So throw that rule out and know that whatever color you like is going to be beautiful. Okay, so we've got our frosty tree with shades of icy winter and lots of blue and purple and silvers and a little bit of gold. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got the branches tucked inside, and then also the snowflake garland that's beaded adds just a little bit of an extra sparkle to it. And something I wanted to show you really quickly, a couple of tips for decorating a tree with this many different ornaments. One of them is to use the big ornaments like we talked about before, kind of tucked into the branches to really give the decoration some depth. Then also you can group your ornaments together. So you're going to take two different ornaments that are of a different size, different color, different style even, and hang them side by side. We also have all of these beautiful finial ornaments. These are great for hanging on the outer tips of the branches like this one right here to really dangle down and just have that nice beautiful effect. Looks kind of like an icicle coming off of the tree. Okay, so now we're going to work on a couple of quick and easy, fun DIY ornaments that you can use to enhance your tree even further. This is an easy thing to do with just some wood beads in various sizes and a little bit of twine. Let's get started. First, we're going to tie a knot on the end so that the beads won't fall off. Next, we're going to take our beads and we're going to string them right along onto our beaded garland. I'm using two different sizes of beads. I'm using a large bead and then some smaller beads to create a little bit of a pattern. Tie the end off, and then you can hang your garland on your tree. We're ready to create our ornament. We've got our mason jar, we've got our snow, we've got our vintage car. All we need to do is put it all together to create a charming ornament for the tree. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your hot glue gun and add just a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of the Christmas tree and place it onto the top of the car. Once that's dry, put some hot glue on the bottom of the car and place the car right into the mason jar. And press it firmly into the bottom so that it'll stay. Then it's time to sprinkle our snow. Take your snow and sprinkle it inside the mason jar to create a nice snowy feeling. Use as much or as little as you'd like to create the effect that you like the best. Once we are done with that, it's time to add our wire. Simply take your wire and wrap it around the outside of the mason jar right under the lid and make sure to twist it tight to tie it off. Once you get that done, take a loop of wire and put it over the top and hook it underneath the other side of the wire to create a loop to be able to hang it onto your tree. And there you have a cute vintage-inspired ornament that will remind you of going to cut down a Christmas tree, bringing it home on top of the car. I hope this gives you some ideas for your Christmas tree this season and that it inspires you to add a little bit of that frosted tree magic to your own home. Have a great day, everybody.